On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, using testimonial videos and how to do it properly. And today's episode is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. Are you looking to edit like a pro, but you don't want to pay those pro prices? Well, then you can pick up Free Video Editor at freevideoeditor.co. This will give you a professional editing suite along with a lot of great goodies that we've added, but it will cost you nothing. So head on over to freevideoeditor.co and pick it up today. And with that, Steve, are we ready to hit the funky music?
Hit that funky music, Ray Boy.
All right.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. And I'm Steve Sleeper on the Earn Show Podcast Network. And I just added us to Google Play Music and TuneIn, the TuneIn app. Sweet. So that's pretty cool. We're also on Stitcher and iTunes and YouTube. And so you can find us just about anywhere. And a couple of news items. You can't make free thumbnails in TubeBuddy anymore. You gotta pay for it.
What? Oh,
and I was able to get it for like $3.50 a month, $3.50 a month.
No, it's a great program. Great program.
If you of course share your videos in the social media section on YouTube, you will know that StumbleUpon is going away the end of June.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. They're older than YouTube and Twitter.
One of those great websites that nobody really knows or uses, but has been around and had a lot of authority for a long time. So that's interesting. I guess the days of that are kind of over. For those of you who don't know really what StumbleUpon is, in the old days, there were these sites that literally would do exactly what it says. You would stumble upon other sites. So you would literally go to StumbleUpon and you would see something that somebody shared, and you'd see that website and go, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. And then it would stumble you onto another site. So you would see these random sites and hopefully be interested in one or two of them. So it's kind of an old school way of thinking. So I can kind of understand why that may not work in this day and age. But, sorry to see them go. It's too bad.
It's going away. Now, they said they're merging into Mix, whatever that means.
Mix is it's another type of site like that. Mix is a pretty good one.
Is it?
A lot of the social marketing tools will throw things onto Mix as well. So that's interesting to hear. Sad to see, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they will live on. They'll be a little mixed up, but they will live on. That's good.
Mixed up, yeah. So using testimonial videos for your marketing.
Yeah, it's funny. The reason that I decided to talk about this week is that a lot of people have been talking to me specifically about testimonial videos. And the main reason for that is we are in such an economy of reviews and testimonials and personal recommendations that it's becoming more and more important for businesses to start using these things. But not a lot of people know how to do a video testimonial properly so that it actually helps the business. And what I mean by that is, as a business owner or somebody who has a product, you want to make sure that if you're going to get a testimonial, that you get something that actually helps the business and isn't just, a random jumble of words. Quite honestly, somebody staring into the camera and saying, I really like product X. I think it's really good, and it's one of the best things I've ever had, and I love it. That's okay, I guess. Useful, maybe, but it's not going to really get you where you want to go. And so we want to really work on how to properly do testimonials, both from the standpoint of the business and from the standpoint of the person giving the testimonial. We want to make sure that they're actually providing a value that the company can actually use. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, and why and how you can get these testimonials. And should be a little bit of fun, I think. So first, what I want to talk about is, how do you get the testimonials? So aside from what's actually said in there, how are you going to get your customers to actually leave a testimonial? This is a very difficult thing to do. People don't like to get on camera. And they certainly don't feel comfortable saying things a lot of times, but there are ways to do it. And we can incentivize people to do this. Now, you can't, in theory, you can't go around saying, I'm going to give you $10 off if you tell me how great I am on camera right now. You know, you're not supposed to do those kinds of things. Do people do it? Yes, they do it all the time, and I guarantee it. But you can get in trouble, and there have been businesses more recently, even smaller businesses. You know, you think they're going to go after big companies that do this kind of thing. You know, if you know, McDonald's did it, or Domino's Pizza, or something like that, I could see you can see where they would go after them for doing that. But they've gone after small local businesses who have done things like paid people to say they were great online, paid people on Fiverr to come in and talk about a product. If you're going to have a review, it needs to be a genuine review. Now, you can certainly incentivize people for taking the time to do that, but you can't really incentivize them to say something nice. You have to, in other words, if you say, you know, I'm going to give you 10% off if you leave a video review, well, then you have to accept that they might say you stink. And that's just a part of the business. Now, one thing I want to talk about a little bit is a guy that I ran into last week who had a really, really good way of getting more reviews. And these weren't necessarily video testimonials, but this could be applied to that as well. We talked about reviews a couple of episodes back and how important those are. And what this guy has done, and I think this is fantastic, and I want to say when he was telling me about it, I've heard of others doing a similar thing. So I'm not sure where this actually comes from or if it's a certain training or anything like that. But what he does in his pest control company is when a pest control worker comes to a house and they do the project, and afterwards they talk to the homeowner and everything's all set, as they're leaving, they send a text to the homeowner that asks them to leave a review. Now, that's nothing new. In fact, we just did a webinar the other day on a product that does exactly that. But what really is very cool about what he does is in the text message, it says, you know, how did we do? Would you like to tip your service worker? And the way that you tip them is by leaving a review. And when you do, the company will pay them a tip. So you don't have to pay anything to tip your worker. You just have to leave a review, and if you leave a review for that worker, they will get a tip. And I thought that was one of the coolest things that I had heard of. I thought that was so great and so smart because it incentivizes the actual worker to really get that review from them, and because they're going to get paid by the business for getting those reviews to come in, but they're not paying the homeowner for doing the review. So it's a very smart and cool way to do that. And you can do that with testimonials. You know, why not have something where, hey, if you leave a testimonial, then the worker that did the work is going to get a tip of $5 or $10 or what have you. I think that's a wonderful way to do it. And, you know, you could get some really good testimonials that way. And for those of you who are not watching live, we just had a guest pop in for a second there, so that's why I'm laughing in the background. So, but you know, I just thought that was a very clever way to try and get more reviews for a certain business, and something you can definitely do to get more testimonials. Okay, so what about the testimonial itself? How should people be doing these testimonials, and where should they be sending them? Because that's the other part of it that becomes very difficult, is if they're going to record this for you, how are they going to get it to you? And, you know, I would love to say, and maybe there is a program out there. In fact, I guarantee there's a program out there that probably does this automatically. And if you know of one, certainly let us know. I don't know of one off the top of my head that does the video reviews like this and then sends them out. But what you want to do is you want to get somebody, even with just their phone. The phone is a very, very easy way to be able to get some of those reviews. They can hold it up and just start recording and say something nice about you. And then, of course, they can send it via email. They could put it onto YouTube and send you a YouTube link. You could provide them with a place to upload it. If you've got a web person, you could literally have a place on your website where they could upload that review. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I believe Mark Thompson had a review product that would actually let you do that. Now that I'm thinking about that, I don't recall the name, but I do recall something about a product that he had a while back that actually let you record videos right on. You could sit on your webcam on his website and actually record a review that way. But if you can do it on your phone, that's perfectly fine. And believe me, if you get people to do it, you're going to be able to figure out a way to get them to send it to you, whether it's uploading to YouTube or sending in another manner. And we'll silence my phone. For those of you who don't know, that was Ring telling me that there was motion at my door for the 800th time in a day. So every time like a bird flies by or something, I don't know. But anyway, once you have the review, just figure out a way that best allows them to send it to you. You want to make it as easy as possible. And if we can find a software that does that, that'll be fantastic. But for now, just being able to upload it to YouTube and sharing a link, upload it to Facebook and share a link, put it on Dropbox and share a link. Anything like that will work perfectly fine. You know, you'll be able to. These are short videos. You could probably even have them text them to you, and it'll work perfectly fine. You just save it off of the text. But what should be said in the actual testimonial? This is where the most important part happens, because we want to make sure that the testimonial truly reflects something good for the business and really helps people that watch the testimonial understand the impact that that product or service is going to have on them if they choose to purchase it as well. So what we've put together, and this is garnered from a variety of different sources that have talked about this in the past. Mike Koenig's used to talk a lot about the way to do a perfect testimonial, other people as well. And so we want to kind of follow some of those best practices to make sure that the testimonial does exactly what it should, which is to help the business. And what we do is we break the testimonial down into a couple of parts. The first part is where, and this is where you can take notes, folks. Have fun. Grab those pens. The first part is, what is it like right now? So, for instance, if it's a product that, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something good. If it's a product that cures the common cold, then what you would want to do is you would want to start off with, what is it like right now? So you want to start talking about what it's like having a cold. So, for instance, in this case, it might be something that says, up until, I've had a cold for the last couple of weeks, and it was really running me down, and I couldn't go to work, and I was losing money, and my wife left, and the dog died because of it, and my boat sank, and my car blew up, and it was all because of this cold. Okay, so now you've told them what life was like before they used your product. So that's step one. Have them say something about what is it like now. Then what they're going to do is they're going to talk about the change that they made. And the change being, they used your product. They hired your service. A technician came in and did X, Y, and Z. And that's the change that they made from the situation. So that would go something like, but then I saw Dr. Jones's Cold Cure 2000, and I was able to start taking it. And, it took I had to take it every day for a week, and it was wonderful. Okay, so now you've told what you did different. You started taking Dr. Jones's cold serum. That's going to help you over a couple of days. The last part is, what was the change? What was the result of doing what you were told with that product or service? So now you can say, and now not only is my cold gone, but my wife came back. The dog dug his way out of the grave and came back home to me. The boat fished its way out of the water, and my car, I got insurance money and bought a new car. Okay, so that's the result of that. So you started off with what was bad, what was going on, what you did to make that change, and then what were the results of the change or the action that you took. And what that's going to do is that's going to show other people that watch that video exactly, first of all, it's going to provide empathy, because if they're looking for a plumber, if they're looking for a divorce lawyer, if they're looking for a chiropractor, they're probably going through the exact same thing that you are. They need a chiropractor because they hurt their back. They're in a car crash. They need a divorce lawyer because they're getting a divorce. They need a dentist because they need dental work done. Whatever it happens to be, you're going to be able to empathize with them by showing them exactly what things were like before, and they're going to be able to relate to that. But then you're going to talk about how you used whatever the product was or whatever the service was, and they're going to see, okay, he had this problem, he used this service, and now they're going to see the results of what that service did. And when they see that, they can picture themselves in that exact situation. I've got this problem. If I take that, then that's what's going to happen. And that's what's going to make a testimonial truly turn into something that helps a business to be able to get more business from people that are in that same boat. So that's how what you need to say in that testimonial to make it worthwhile. Now, the next question is, okay, somebody has shot that video, they've followed that formula, and now they've sent you the video, but what are you going to do with this to make sure that people see this? Well, what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to put it everywhere. So you want to post this to your Facebook. You want to put it on your website. You want to put it on YouTube. That way, other people can find this. If you can put it on Dailymotion and MetaCafe and whatever other site takes video, and then you want to share it with everybody because you want to get that video to as many places as possible. And Steve has his insights on this as well.
Google My Business or the Google Maps listing, also you can upload videos there.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. And that's something that's new over the last few weeks, probably about 6 weeks now, maybe a little longer than that. But you can actually upload video to your Google My Business listing. So your Maps listing can have videos in them now. And when you do that, you can upload as many as you want. So if you've got 10 testimonials, you can put them right there. They're going to show up in that Google My Business listing on the maps. So definitely a place you want to put it there. You want to get it to as many places as possible so as many people as possible see these testimonials, and that way they know that they can trust your business for providing the service for them as well. So make sure you do that. When you're doing this on places like YouTube, you want to make sure that you are not only putting the proper information, but that you're using keywords. So if you're a plumber in Pittsburgh, you need to make sure that it says plumber in Pittsburgh, both in the title and in the description. You want to make sure you've got your name, address, and phone number in there. You want to make sure that you have information about your business, a link to your website, all of these things so that when people find this video on a place like YouTube, they can be sent back to your website to make the product, to purchase the product or service. So make sure that you do all of those things so that you truly get a great return from your investment in having this done. Facebook, same thing. You may not be able to you may not want to put a 500-word essay underneath it, but you want to make sure that they know it's a testimonial, they know that you're a dentist in Pittsburgh, and they want make sure that you got the contact information in there so people can call you. Link to your Facebook page. You want to put it on that Facebook page. You want to put it on your personal profile. If you've got a group, put it in the group. Share it everywhere you possibly can so that as many eyeballs as possible see that particular video. And of course, if you've got bunches of these, you can consistently start to put those out every single day or every single week. And that way people constantly see that you are a great dentist or you're a great plumber. Because remember, just because you put out a video today doesn't mean the person that sees it as they're scrolling by needs a dentist today. But if they need it tomorrow and now they can't find it, you need to make it easier by putting more and more and more of these so that when they do need a dentist, they'll remember that and there'll be a new one there and they'll instantly be able to call you and remember who you are. So consistency is a key thing in that as well. Make sure you get as many as you can. And by the way, in a place like Facebook, there's nothing wrong with resharing something out after a while. Let's say you've got 10 testimonials and you put one out every week. At the end of that 10th week, you can certainly start to reshare that first one again, get it in front of people once again, and just kind of keep that going. As you get new ones, of course, put new ones in there, but you can recycle those quite a bit so that people do see those. And again, your own website is a huge place for this. You want to have maybe a section on your website specifically just for video testimonials. Maybe if you've got a sidebar, you could even put a video testimonial in the sidebar or on your front page or in your header. Just easily make it easy for people to be able to see these testimonials because they're only going to help you to grow your business. And so that's what you need to do each and every time to make sure that you do just that. Now, as far as getting more of those testimonials, what you want to make sure that you do is every time somebody comes in or uses your service, you've got to ask them to do that. And that to me is really the key. If you don't have a plan, you've got to start making a plan. Like we talked about at the beginning, the tipping, the texting, and just different ways like that. But also what you want to start doing is reach out to past clients. Okay, so if you're a dentist and you've had 500 patients over the last 5 years, you want to start reaching out to them. how many of those past patients are still current patients, or they really liked you, but maybe they, maybe they moved, or their insurance, they had to go to a different dentist because of insurance, but they really liked you. You've got a lot of opportunity to get feedback from those past clients just by reaching out and asking them. And many times they'll leave you that video review. They'll leave you that 5-star review on places like Google or Yelp. All you have to do is ask. So if you're a business owner, you're going to want to implement some kind of plan that's going to directly help you to get more testimonials as well as other feedback as well. There's a lot of great programs out there that help you to do that, but it's definitely something I would recommend is that you put in a conscious effort and really plan out with your employees, if you got employees, on how you can systematically make sure that people are given the opportunity to leave testimonials and to leave reviews. And that's going to make a big difference with all of that. Now, Steve, we don't usually talk a lot about, products, but I want to talk about another way you can get testimonial videos with a product that really is fantastic. And unfortunately, I don't have a direct link to purchase this. So you'll have to reach out to me if you're interested in this, and we can kind of hook you up with the guy who creates this. But there's a great program called Rep Videos. And Steve, I think you're familiar with Rep Videos to an extent, are you not?
Yes, that's David Sprague's.
That is David Sprague's, yes.
Oh, okay.
So what Rep Videos does, and by the way, this is something that is pretty inexpensive. It's not a $500 investment to do this, but what Rep Videos does is it actually creates a custom video of the testimonials that you already have, and then it spreads those videos out to all the places that you want to have them put in. So for instance, if I'm John the plumber and I've got 20 reviews on Google, then what I do is in a program like Rep Videos, I pull in all 20 of those reviews that we have online, and it'll actually list them inside of Rep Videos. You go in, you choose a testimonial, and it will actually build a video with what that customer said. And the video will go something along the lines of, it'll have an intro screen, it'll have an actual actor on a green screen. You can change the background, and they'll talk about how your business really believes in serving customers properly. And here's another 5-star reputation or a 5-star review that we've received. And then it will literally show the review on screen. It'll have a guy holding an iPad, and you'll be able to read the review. You can add a voiceover so that there's a voiceover reading it if you want. And then the actor will come back to do a close. And it's just a great way to very, very quickly put together videos that show your testimonials. Now, it's not the same as a person shooting a testimonial for you, but it is a video that uses testimonials. So it's something that I thought was appropriate to bring up here because I think it's a really great product. We actually use that with a variety of our clients right now because it is very effective and it's so easy to do. The reviews are already there. You just literally click a couple buttons. The video gets built automatically for you, and then it automatically sends it out to wherever you tell it. So if you've got YouTube and Facebook and a couple others set up, it's going to send them out to that automatically, and you don't have to do anything. You could set up a year of these, in a couple of hours, and then just sit back and let it happen every day, every week, or every month for the next year. So it's a very good program. That's Rep Videos. Again, if you're interested in that, you'd have to reach out to me directly so that I can set you up with that program. But it's a very affordable program, very easy to use, and people are willing to pay good money to have those Rep Videos. In fact, I was just talking to somebody yesterday who was like, "No, this is absolutely perfect," and they were willing. They saw the value in doing just that, and they were ready to jump in with that. So another great way. So whether you're a local business and you need to get more reviews and more testimonials, or if you're a business that helps businesses do that, then this might be a product that does that for you, and that's why I wanted to mention it. So that's Rep Videos. And again, just ask me, and we'll be able to hook you up with getting that set up for you. So with that, Steve, I think we've talked all we can about testimonials, and I think 30 minutes on how to make a testimonial is probably adequate. What say you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I've been taking notes as I usually do. And
Yes.
I'll take those notes and put them in the comments section for this Facebook Live video on your Ray Lane 1. What is it? Ray the Video Guy 1?
Ray the Video Guy 1. That's my personal profile.
Facebook page. So I'll put it in the comments there. And then we'll also have it in the podcast as
Beautiful.
well. And I think what I'm going to do is put a little email together on everything you said and send it out to all my prospects that I have a relationship with. And
Excellent.
Give them a link to the show. Yeah.
Love it.
Very, very good.
Yes. And so with that, Steve, do you have any last words you want to mention about testimonials?
Well, I found that they're really good for getting your foot in the door. And I'm going to talk a little bit, just very briefly, about how you can generate leads doing that. Because I used to send out emails, and I'll probably get back to it saying, hey, I'll do a testimonial video for a low and introductory price. Pick a price. I was doing $50. And,
Nice.
and it's a good way to get your foot in the door and to get to know some people. They can use it anywhere they want, and I'd also syndicate it. So that's a good use of testimonial videos.
I love it. That's brilliant. And it does. It works well, and people love testimonials, and it really is very helpful to them. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. So yeah. And I'm familiar with the David Sprague videos. They're good stuff.
But before we get out of here today, today is a milestone day, by the way. And for those of you who are watching this in the future, this is actually May 25th that we're recording this, which if you're watching the video, it says it right up there. And today is a very special day because it is the day of the GDPR starting. And Steve, are you familiar with this?
Yeah.
And honestly, I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but I actually I had flipped back over to the Facebook page just a second ago, and I saw that somebody was asking what my take is on that. And so I think maybe we should take a couple seconds to talk about that. And before we do, this is a legal situation. I am not a lawyer. I am not a solicitor in the UK or in the EU. So anything I say is my personal opinion and is for your entertainment purposes only. 5 cents a minute. Whatever else the Psychic Network says at the end of their commercials. But no, the GDPR, I think one of the things that I've been seeing all over the place today is equating it to Y2K and people going absolutely crazy over something that really probably isn't that big of a deal. For most of us, we do our work through a marketing system. So, for instance, Aweber or GetResponse or Market Hero or ActiveCampaign, whatever it happens to be, Constant Contact. Most of those platforms are doing your mailing for you. They're also doing your opt-ins for you. And so they're making sure that you're pretty much compliant with those things. Obviously, your websites, there's things you're supposed to be putting on there. But quite honestly, I think it's much ado about very little. Again, my opinion, am I sitting up going, oh my gosh, I've got to stop every person from the EU from coming to my website, or oh my gosh, they're going to sue me, my little website that gets a little bit of traffic every month. I'm not worried about this. I honestly, I think it is something that it isn't really much different than what you should be doing already, to be honest with you. There's some things that require you to be compliant, and I'm not sure what they're going to do. If you're selling a product or a digital download here in the United States and somewhere in the EU, they're like, oh, we're going to get this guy. How are they going to get you? Anyway, I mean, don't do stupid things. Don't do illegal things, and they won't, you won't be bothered by it. But quite honestly, I don't think there's much they can do about you, whatever you're doing in your business anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. Again, try to be as compliant as you can, do what you can with that. But for the most part, if you're using services that take care of your mailings and your opt-ins and all that, they're going to make sure that you're compliant regardless. So I would definitely defer there. In fact, Aweber, who we've had up and down relationships with, they on their blog, they've actually got a very good blog specifically about GDPR and kind of the hysteria behind it and what the realities are. So I wouldn't get too hysterical about it. It is a bit of a change. And if you look at your email, you probably have 722 emails today from people saying that their stuff has changed. But quite honestly, probably not something that's going to affect your daily life for the most part. So just my opinion, but that's what it is. There you go.
Good stuff. Well, and you've got good opinions about that. I mean, you pay attention to it, and it affects you. So
not really. I didn't pay attention to it.
Oh, didn't you? I first learned of it like a month ago. So
like Y2K, I just kind of blew it off.
Yeah, well, a friend of mine's wife bought cases of water,
Yep.
For Y2K.
Oh, nice.
And when she was pulling them out of the trunk, she blew out her shoulder, had to get surgery on it. So,
see, there you go. That's what happens when you take these things seriously. You blow out your shoulder and end up in the hospital.
Blow out your shoulder, So, don't take these things seriously and save your shoulder.
That's right.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. And I'm Steve Sleeper on the Show podcast network. And today's show made possible by
Y2Kpreparation.com. No, I'm just kidding. Made possible by freevideoeditor.co, the place to go to start editing videos like a pro without paying the pro prices. You can download the Shotcut Video Editor along with all of our goodies that we give you just for coming on in. So check it out today at freevideoeditor.co. And there you go. Oh,
very cool.
And leave off the last M for we don't have a thing today. So
that's right.
May.
It is May.
Leave off the last M.
That's right.
Freevideoeditor.co. All right, Steve. So with that, as I like to say at the end of many things that I do, everything we talk about today works, but only if you do. So get out there and start working so that you can build a lifestyle business that will take care of you and your family without all the hard work. So there you go.
There you go.
And with that,
let's play that funky music, White Boy.
All right. Oh, wait, he's going to play. Hold on. Oh. There we go.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.